Hey guys, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a great weekend so far. Doing a little mini Sunday video today. I've been inspired, and this time of year is always kind of leading into the new year, and new year means new Saints Guernseys and the new look and the new design and what that could be. And you know, the last couple of years there's been a lot of talk about the Deliveroo logo being a bit higher and being above the Saints logo, and people wanting to change that around, and what we can do to make it look better. So today's video is going to be me just kind of rounding out my favorite Saints Guernseys over the years. So based on my list, you'll find there's not many from recent years. None of them have been really my favorite, but I've got around 10 or 11 here that we can flick through and have a chat about. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So in the comments, list me your favorite Saints Guernseys, maybe the ones that you hate the most as well. Doesn't have to be the best and worst would be great. And we can all have a bit of a fun chat about it throughout the video. All right, let's get into it. So from the start, my favorite home kit is probably the 2010 home kit. So you can see it right now. I think the one thing that I love about this kit is the white lining around the arms and around the neck. I think a lot of the recent ones, or at least, you know, from maybe it was 2014 to 2016 or 13 to 16 or something. But we went through a period where we went all black around the neck and around the arms. And for some reason, I just didn't like that. This just pops a bit more. And because of the white lining around the arms, it makes the black and the red on either side stand out. Whereas, you know, on other Guernseys that we've had black on the outside and it blends into the black strip, and to me it just doesn't look right. I like this one. I think it's simple. The only thing that I think we all would want to change is putting the Saints logo above the sponsor logo, but that's kind of been something that we've all been battling forever, and that's technicalities and how much sponsors pay and everything like that, and the deal itself when it's signed. But this to me is one of the best. That year, obviously at home we dominated. So when I look at this top, it's it always brings back good memories, and you know, it's easy to look at this photo and it's the same. It just looks epic. Like the red stands out more because of the white on the arm. Then you've got just the minimal sponsor logo down the middle. It's nothing, you know, that's jumping out and taking the spotlight away from the rest of the top. And then you've got the other side, which is the white strip, and then the black, and that jumps out more. And then the gel one I don't mind because it's got the white box around it. It's not just kind of the transparent text. It's got the white, and that blends in with the white down the middle. And I think it's just a really well balanced Guernsey, and that's definitely why that's probably my pick for my favorite home Guernsey. The other one is the 2005 home piping hot Guernsey, as everyone remembers it. I think the main two things here that, or maybe three, that I really like about this Guernsey is it's got the white lining on the outside, just like I liked from the previous one in 2010, but it's got the black line down the middle, and it just gives it a bit more of a Saints feel to it. It doesn't have, like 2010, it doesn't have the circular neck. It's got kind of the V neck, and then it chops off, and I quite like that. And then the Saints logo is above the sponsor logo. So Bill Express is at the bottom, Saints is at the top. There's not many Guernseys over the years that we've had where that's been the case. This one is an exception. And then when you look at it on the G train like that, I mean, it's already a winner because it's the bloody G train. 05 was generally a pretty good year for us. So when we look at this Guernsey, I still have pretty good feelings about it. A lot of big wins at home wearing it. The only, you know, bad thing is the prelim final, but we don't really want to talk about that, do we? So we'll talk about the positives, and the positives was the G Train kicked us shitload of goals that year, and we won a lot of games, and that Guernsey is right up there as one of my favorites because of those three reasons. This one's a classic as well, kind of the start of, you know, that era of dominance from us, without a premiership, but that just the start of something pretty big and winning a lot of games and making finals and grand finals and everything. The 2004 home Guernsey, I don't know if it's just the picture itself, or, you know, my eyes, but the red looks different in that compared to that. I don't know if it's just the actual photo, but to me it looks a bit darker, and I like that if that's the case. And it's pretty similar to the previous one. It's got the V I think the chop off is a bit different. This one has like a pocket at the bottom, but this one doesn't. And I think the logo of Piping Hot is a bit lower, and I don't mind that either. You know, it kind of gives it a bit of separation from the neck, whereas this one's kind of right up there. Kind of where the V ends, that's where the Piping Hot is, whereas it gives it a few centimeters extra. And that's probably because the mortgage house is so big on this, and that's the one downside to this Guernsey, is that the mortgage house logo is pretty prominent, kind of like the Deliveroo one now for us. And the Saints logo's obviously got to be dropped. But I think overall, it's still fairly balanced. And again, good memories of this, going to the Dome of Doom, the Telstra Dome, and seeing the boys dominate. It's got the black lining around the white lining on the outside. And yeah, one of my favourites as well. Really nice Guernsey. And yeah, top three for sure in terms of home Guernseys for me. The other one, and this one, you know, it's not really one that first comes to mind for me, because obviously I think 5 years old when we were wearing it and when we started wearing it. But when I watch highlights and when I see other people's versions of this Guernsey, it's not as good, but it just stands out for some reason. And it's just so traditional. It's got the old VFL logo. Again, the white lining on the outside, my favorite. I can't stress that enough. Even the long sleeve that Lappin's wearing in the background there with the black long sleeve looks beautiful. And it's simple. The big Saints logo, you can't go wrong. Just the VFL logo. Then you've got the Tuies at the bottom on the black, and then you've got the Puma again on the other side on the black as well, and the V just going straight down the middle. Really simple, no fuss. It's probably like one of the more classic St Kilda Guernseys, and that was 1997 I think when we made a grand final, and I think it was until 2001 that we wore it. There was slight tweaks to the next few iterations of it, but generally speaking, that's how it looked. And I think there's another one in this video I've got that we brought it back, I think in 2017 as a Clash Guernsey as well, and that was nice. And I wish we did that a bit more. This year's Guernseys were pretty stock standard. I don't know if that was because of the restrictions and timings and everything, but I'd love to get back to more of this sort of stuff, and even for the AFL to bring heritage round back, as we could use this sort of stuff for that as a Clash, as a heritage jumper. It'd be awesome. But yeah, this is one of the classic Guernseys for me. I love it. And Berkey wearing it there with the mud all over it. I mean, it's a classic shot, and kind of defines that era and that period of time as a team, as a Saints team, and also just as a Saints fan watching the boys back then as well. There's the 2017 Clash that I was talking about. I mean, yeah, I think the main difference is, the top, you've got the neck, it's got black, and then the red, I'm not really sure about that. And then obviously at the bottom, this one here kind of covers off and rounds it out in the red, whereas this one just kind of goes straight down in the white. I don't mind that. I mean, I think it's quite a nice Clash Guernsey. I don't think the red probably would have worked as much on this one as it did on the previous. And the Pepper Money is obviously too big. The Berkey one's got the logo flush on the red, nice and big, right on the heart. And this one's, sponsors take hold. Pretty much from 2010 onwards, the sponsors took hold and they got to choose where to put their logos. But I don't mind I think it's Blade, the logo in the middle there on the black, and it's white. I think that's a good balance, and it's got the white strips on the outside again, but I don't really like the neck. I don't like the black on the neck. It kind of, I know it's trying to tie into the cross, but it's kind of forced, and I don't know. It just didn't need it. It kind of ruins it for me. This one's a classic. This is probably my favorite heritage Guernsey, and there's been a few. Even I think it was 2006, 2007 when we wore the I think it was the yellow down the middle instead of the white. I quite like that, the German touch to it, but this definitely stands out. I like the thicker white in the middle. There's, I think the 2010 away and might have been 09 away Guernseys had that down the middle where it was more white and then kind of thin black and thin red. I really liked that, but obviously this is defined by the collar, and that's just a classic from the old Sainer days, and it just looks awesome. Like, I wish we again, bring heritage round back because we could wear more of these and they look awesome. It's a simple touch. There's not much different to the normal Guernsey from that time, but you've got the collar, you've got the more white prominent down the middle, and then not only the logo of the heritage round, I love that and how the clubs did that year, but also the Saints logo, how they made it like it's stitched on, and that old school touch as well. Bill Express still at the top, don't really like that. Piping Hot down the middle is fine, but even scratch the Piping Hot, swap the Saints logo with Bill Express, and it would have looked epic. Or get rid of sponsors that time, just for the one game they should have said no sponsors, just the VFL, the AFL logo there, and then the Saints stitched on logo. That would have looked awesome because Bill Express, you can see from Rui there, it's already on the back. It doesn't need to be on the front. A bit of overkill there. But overall, I think most people would agree this 2005 Heritage Guernsey would absolutely be, one of their favourites because it just looked awesome. To me, that's probably the best Heritage Guernsey of 2005 and in general speaking, one of the top ones. And there's been some good ones over the years from a lot of clubs, but this to me was subtle, simple, but really, really nice. And another one that I don't think gets enough credit, mainly because I don't think it's too different to the general Guernsey, but I think this was 2004 Heritage. I think we lost to Geelong down at Cardinia Park, not by a lot, but I think it was 18 points or something. But it's just the white lining. So generally we would have the white and then it would cut to the red and that would wrap around and the black would wrap around to the back. But we've continued the white down the left and right sides, and that's just created a nice look. And it's little things like that I wish we did now. This year I don't know, I think we did the 3 strips and it just didn't work. But something like this as an away Guernsey would look really nice because it's not too different to the home. And I don't really think that the away needs to be too different to the home Guernsey. But for me, anytime I think about 04 and 05 and that period, and I see like highlights of this game and that, I always think, geez, that's actually not a bad Guernsey. And I'm pretty sure, I should have gotten a photo of it, but I'm pretty sure the back is all white with the black numbers. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's all white at the black and it's really just the red and the black stripes at the front and it doesn't continue at all at the back. So it's generally a very white kit with the shorts as well. And I thought that was really good. And that's, probably my second favorite Heritage Guernsey over those years. And then the classic, this one might actually separate a few people because I know even talking about it on the Saints TV podcast, I don't think Marshy likes this Guernsey very much, and he is a fond collector of Saints Guernsey. He's got a big collection. He's got, I think, over 20 or 30. I've only got a handful, so I'm not much of a collector, but he doesn't rate this one, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. But for me, I don't know. I absolutely loved this Guernsey. I don't know why. I think it just looks boss. Like, it just looks badass for some reason. It's all white. I don't know if it's because it's Rui walking out there and leading the team out and that makes the Guernsey look better than it actually is. But I think I've got I don't have another photo there. But it's like the one we were talking about before, the Heritage one from, I think, 05. The thicker white, the really thin touch of the red and the black, and then it's all white at the back. To me, I thought that the 2010 home kit and the 2010, I think it was the 2010 away kit, which was this, those were probably the more balanced kits that we've had. I really, really liked them. Some years we had a really good home and really bad away, a really bad home, really good away. This period in time, I thought we had both absolutely spot on. And I guess it's memories, when I think about this Guernsey, I think about that goal that Milne kicked against Port where it was pissing down rain and he kicked it as he was slipping and it just dribbled in. And I think we're wearing this Guernsey or any really good away performance in that time. Obviously, we're wearing this Guernsey and we were fairly dominant in 09 and 10. So there's a lot of good, fond memories of wearing, this and the home version of it. But it just looks awesome. I think it's a really good balanced Guernsey, and it goes away from having to overdo with the red and the black, because obviously Saints is red, white, and black, and we always want to make the red and the black prominent. We kind of forget how to utilize the white, and in this, we actually utilized the white. We increased it. We didn't go against that and cover it up with more red and more little thin stripes and everything. We just kind of created a very simple Guernsey, made more white, and I like the logo where it is. Again, it'd be ideal to swap it with the gelled one, but sponsors win, but it's still quite nice on the white like that. It stands out a bit more, whereas the other logos are kind of half on the colour, half on the white. So yeah, this to me is my favourite away Guernsey. I don't have it personally. I didn't buy it. I really want to find one and buy it. This is definitely right up there as one of my favourite Saints Guernseys. Absolutely. And in terms of my... this probably tops it, really. This is the away 05 Guernsey, and then there's the away 04, and they're both the thin stripes, and they're just awesome. I fucking love these ones. Not many people do. I think this one in 04 is probably better than that one. I think it's the red. This looks more like a dark red, purple red, if you will. And I think the order's pretty similar. The collar, I think, is about the same. Mortgage House versus Bill Express, piping hot down the middle. That's the same. But I think it's more the color of the red. I really like this one. The socks are the same. It's more that dark red, purple color, whereas this is kind of more the traditional red, which is still really nice and really fond memories of that year in 05. I don't know if we continued it in 06, but definitely in 05. That was probably one of the best away Guernseys. And then 04, this is when it first kind of came into play. And, some people thought, well, why are we going the thin stripes? And it kind of looks bad. And some people didn't like it. But straight off the bat, 03, we had it too. I remember the first time I saw it. It was Berkey's, I think it might have been his last game against Richmond Heritage Round. And we, I think instead of it being the full, instead of it being the stripes 1, 2, 3, I think we kind of had constant red, white, and black, and they were much thinner, I think, for memory, in the 03 game. I think it was around 18 against Richmond. We won by 80 points. So have a look online for that and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the lines were much thinner, whereas this is kind of a bit thicker and kind of separated a bit more. But the 04 one, to me, if I had to pick out of the two, out of 05 and 04, yeah, 04 wins it for me. So let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you think 04 is better than 05? What are your thoughts on those two? I'd love to hear them. And then lucky last, everyone hates this one, but I love it because everyone hates it. I'm not one to just agree with everyone hating it. And I'm gonna hate it. I think it's a troll one. It's the yellow's not bad, but unlike the other Guernseys, I don't really have any good memories of this. Anytime I see this Guernsey and I see highlights, I don't even need to look at the scoreboard, and I kind of know that we're getting smashed. Like the one game that I remember seeing the first time I saw this Guernsey on live TV was a Friday night game, I think 02, and we're playing Collingwood, and we got done by about 10 goals, and it was just a massive contrast between the general black and white and then this yellow, this yellow that we just had, and no other club really did it, and it just wasn't the same. The colours just aren't matching our home kit at all. There's no relation to it. And it just signified a really bad period of time where we lost a lot of games, and I don't really remember seeing a lot of wins with that colour, with that Guernsey. But I had to put it in this video because it just wouldn't be a Saints Guernsey video if you didn't include the classic Puma. I don't think it's got the Puma. It's got Strathfield at the moment, but previous iterations had the Puma Milk sponsor. And this one, Max Hudgton's going off at the goal umpire and probably telling him, why the hell am I wearing this? I'm pretty embarrassed. Can you just swap places with me? But yeah, I had to put it in this video because I know a lot of people would have commented and said, Jakey, what do you think of the yellow one? You hate that or do you love that? I'll tell you what, I love it because everyone hates it. That's exactly why. So that's my top 10, top 11. I don't know. I didn't really put it into an order. I'll go through them quickly at the top and you guys let me know. 2010 home, absolutely love that. Then you've got the 2005 home, 2004 home, 1997 to 2001 home. The Clash 2017, that was a good attempt. I don't think it's perfect, but it was a nice attempt, and I wish we'd go back to something like this. Then you've got the 05 Heritage. That's an awesome one, 10 out of 10. 04 Heritage, subtle but really nice. And then one of my favorites, the away 2010 and 09 period. And then 05 away, 04 away, my favorite away, I think. And then the classic troll kit of the last 30 years, the Saints away from 2001 to 2003. So there you have it. Those are my Guernseys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so comment below. Let me know your favorite kits, your most hated kits, what you want to see in the 2022 home and away kits. I think in the next couple of months, me and Marshy and a few others are going to hopefully put together some examples of what we want to see as a Guernsey in 2022. So if you're a designer, even if you're not, sketch something up, send it in, we'll post it, we'll see what people reckon, and we'll get a good conversation talking. I know that Melbourne Storm in the NRL had a competition and allow fans to actually submit their own designs, and the best design becomes the kit, which is awesome. So I'd love for the club to offer, the fans to have a bit more of a say in what colours we, what design we wear in home and away, and the clash and the Indigenous Guernseys, even Maddie's match, it could be a bit different than just the purple. We could mix it up and try some new designs. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As always, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, absolutely hit the subscribe button and help us grow. We're nearly on 2,400, I think. But I know more than half of the viewers haven't subscribed. So if you're watching and you're one of them, it'd mean a lot if you did subscribe. And as always, comment, like the video, and stay tuned for all of the future videos coming out in the next few days. The next video coming out will be the Classic Saints TV Weekly, Monday afternoon tomorrow. There's a big one coming because there's been a lot of news in the last couple of days around the club and delistings and player extensions and whatnot. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for Saints TV Weekly. Take care, and go you mighty Sainers.